Okay, so the last lesson was cut off because my camera died. So we're back with units. Once again from last lesson, from a mathematical property, 1 over s is the same as s to the negative 1, all right? Also called s to the negative. So taking that into account, you're gonna do this in 2 parts, right? You're gonna do this in part 1, then you're gonna do the whole thing in part 2. So let's do 1 over s. That's gonna be s to the negative 1, okay? All under 1. That is gonna be whenever you take that s to the negative 1 and you pop it up to the numerator, because again, with mathematical properties, it's gonna say that that negative is gonna turn into a positive. So that is then gonna be s to the positive 1. Okay, there's a positive 1 that's understood here. With that, let's move up to this. This is 1 over meters per second. All right, so once again, we're gonna do this in 2 parts. We're gonna move this seconds up to the numerator here, and then we're gonna move the whole thing up to the top numerator. All right, so let's take this bottom part here and move it over. Take that s to the top, so that's gonna be still meters times s to the negative 1, all under 1. And then that, let me make sure you can still see this. Yeah, you can. All right. And then we're gonna take both of these and pop them up to the top numerator, right? The real numerator. So this m has an understood positive 1 power. So when we take that positive 1 power up to the top, it's gonna turn it into a negative. So that meters is gonna be meters to the negative 1, okay? The opposite is true with the seconds. Seconds to the negative 1, that negative is gonna turn to a positive when you put it up top. Okay, and that's an understood positive 1. All right, so this is a unit that we were dealing with in a chemistry 2 problem lately, and people didn't understand when the teacher wrote it out. In the finalized simplified version, like she wrote negative powers all of a sudden at the very end, and they were like, what happened? So hopefully, having gone through these 3 problems, we can then move through this pretty easily, right? Because we're just gonna take one of these at a time and pop it into the numerator. So let's move this moles squared up to the numerator. So that positive 2 is gonna be flipped to a negative 2. So you still have liters squared times moles to the negative 2, okay, times, and we're gonna take this s to the understood positive 1, right? We're gonna take that s to the positive 1 and make it to the negative 1 up here. So times seconds to the negative 1. Okay, so hopefully this allows you to understand how to move your units around between the denominator and the numerator, and how you might have 2 numerators and have to do it in 2 parts, right? This is 1 part, whoop, and then this is the second part, whoop, right? So hopefully that helps. In the comments, if you're struggling, let me know. And the next lesson I was hoping to get into some actual problems, like some lengthy problems, but I think because of what we're moving on with in class, first what I'm going to hit on is some equation of a line, some slope, x and y intercept stuff, and just recognizing some of those graphs and things. So I think that's the plan. And then after that, God willing, after that, we'll move into some more lengthy problems. Hopefully, so I've recorded all of these video tutorials over the course of 2 days. So hopefully we can get into that before the weekend, and I can have these videos available and posted before everyone's test on Tuesday. All right, that's what I got.